like what you're listening to, follow us on Twitter at PW Proverbs, where we will have polls and news that we will hopefully read to you throughout the week, as well as our opinions on certain matters. If you also like what you're listening to, find us at SoundCloud/Pro Wrestling Proverbs. Finally, you have a question you want to ask us, or some news that you find very important for us, email us at prowrestlingproverbs@gmail.com. This is Logan Keith with your Indie Impulse this week, talking about the Ring of Honor's 16th Anniversary show. 16 years for the company that at one time was seen as the number 3, or in some cases 4 or 5. Now, in American wrestling, the number 2. If you include New Japan, it is the number 3. Pretty good pay-per-view by far. Had many of the great talents from not only Ring of Honor, but New Japan as well. The first match on the main card had Flip Gordon and Takahashi. A great match. Flip Gordon, definitely a future player in independence, in Ring of Honor. Watch for him as he continues to wrestle and will eventually team up with the Young Bucks in 6-man challenges going for the 6-man belts. Takahashi got the win over Flip Gordon, but this does not hurt Flip, as I said, he is a major player in Ring of Honor's future. Next, we had Marty Scurll and Punishment Martinez. Again, very two solid workers. I love Marty Scurll. He's came a long way from being in TNA as Party Marty. He is definitely a great villain character. The umbrella, the entrance, the jacket, the hair, all fantastic look. Don't be surprised to see Marty Scurll in the coming years being another independent star that Vince and Hunter both want in WWE and NXT. Then there was a brief added on for the night television title match of Kenny King and the real man, Silas Young. It was, what you'd expect from a match between the two. They've had some in the past. But the big moment was at the end of the match when the Champion of Champions came out. Austin Aries coming out with the TNA World title and every other title he has acquired and challenging King for the one title in Ring of Honor. He had not gotten that TV title. This makes you wonder about, is Ring of Honor going to start working with TNA again? Even though they've had the bad blood in the past, is this just a part of TNA's open door policy to try and get some more talent with them, to try and get their name out there? Seeing Austin Aries doing well in every company since leaving WWE is along the lines of when we saw Cody Rhodes do good after leaving. It gives hope to those that you don't just have to be in the WWE. So to me, this means this list of people is Cody, Stu Bennett, who was Wade Barrett, doing well in what was CPW, now Defiant Wrestling. And now we're seeing Aries with his just handfuls of gold. The 6-man titles were next on the line, where it was Scorpio Sky, Daniels, and Kazarian against the Hung Bucks of Adam Page and the Young Bucks. It was just a beautiful destruction match. Spots everywhere. Crazy moonsaults, crazy flips. What more do you expect from Adam Page and the Young Bucks, though? Daniels and Kazarian, even though they're both older competitors at this point, can still put on a hell of a match. They can go comedy role or they can go action and high flying. It doesn't matter. They are legends of the X division. As I said earlier, the Young Bucks are going to team with Flip Gordon to challenge for the 6-man titles now that they've lost it to Scorpio, Daniels, and Kaz. One of the 2 title changes to take place tonight. After this was Cody and Matt Taven. Of course, Matt Taven fighting Cody because he stole his ring, the Kiss the Ring that Cody had once. But the surprise of the night was when it turned out who was under Bury the Bear. This, of course, being the cleaner, Kenny Omega, setting up for another match besides the one that they have signed. I personally believe that there's going to be 3 matches in this Omega Cody feud. There's going to be one, obviously, the Ring of Honor has signed. We'll see it in New Japan. And then once those 2 have happened, that will be the main event at All In, because that's going to attract the most people for an independent show. And then you can include either them both getting kicked out of Bullet Club or figuring out the one definite leader. Then after that, you had the Briscoes and the Motor City Machine Guns. The Briscoes proving their dominance again in Ring of Honor, becoming 9-time tag team champions. Dem boys have fought everyone that has came through Ring of Honor's doors. At this point, I would consider them the Sting or the AJ Styles of Ring of Honor. They'll be the last ones to leave. But whenever anyone shows up, they always get involved with them. A big example is Bully Ray coming in and being with them for the 6-man titles, but then also them being the ones to make him retire. The Briscoes, if you have not got to watch them, I would definitely go and look them up on YouTube or on the Ring of Honor streaming service, especially with the pops that they get. I've been to a couple live shows, and when their music hits and the reach for the sky goes through the arena, then the crowd just lights up. Briscoes being 9-time champions, it is tough to say who they will challenge next, but they always put on great matches. Maybe it'll be the Young Bucks, since they in New Japan are considered heavyweight, so maybe they want to fight heavyweight teams in 2-on-2 action again, but in America. The main event was Dalton Castle and Jay Lethal, 2 definite just top guys in Ring of Honor. Lethal has been for years. It was a classic Ring of Honor match. The Peacock versus Black Machismo. Each got all their moves in. Jay Lethal, I think, is one that WWE needs to attempt to get, not just for his comedy antics of being able to impersonate Ric Flair and Macho Man, but he is a hell of a wrestler. The Lethal Injection, one of the best finishers in the business today. Dalton Castle came out on top. But then the surprising part was Marty Scurll came out to challenge him. So now with Cody and Kenny already feuding over who leads Bullet Club, what would happen if another member of the Bullet Club won the heavyweight championship? Would that lead to more dissension? Would that lead to Marty to trying to be the leader? Who knows who will be leading the Bullet Club and how this will all play into the All-In event coming in Chicago at the beginning of September. All in all, Ring of Honor put on another great pay-per-view. The Women of Honor on the pre-show part of it was good as well. Seeing former WWE woman Emma performing under her name Tenille Dashwood, she's just showing again how WWE made a mistake letting her go. Her match with Brandy Rhodes, although you wouldn't expect Brandy to perform well being the former announcer, she did great with Tenille. Ring of Honor has a lot going for it. It's women's division, it's 6-man division, the television title for its mid-card guys, the heavyweight, with Bully as the on-air commissioner. That always leads to some interesting antics. Ring of Honor is a definite must-watch for any independent lover out there. This has been Logan Keith with your Independent Impulse here on Pro Wrestling Proverbs.